Hey, so welcome to this channel. So for this week's video, I'm going to dive into my list of blogging tools that I recommend. Now, before you click away, no, I won't just be recommending those crazy expensive tools whose monthly cost can equate to your grocery budget every month. Instead, I'm going to walk you through just the essentials, naming both free and paid tools, which I think offer amazing value. So before we get to it, my name is Anna Faustino, and together with my partner Tom, I run the Blogging Fast Lane, where I show people how they can profit from their passions through blogging. You see, when we first started our blog, Tom and I were broke. We didn't even have the budget to spend on crazy softwares, fancy subscriptions. In fact, we only spent around $50 getting the very first version of Adventure New out. Yeah, we didn't even have the cash to spare to get a premium theme. So with that in mind, let's jump in, because I believe that you don't need a lot of money to start a profitable blog. Yes, you have to be able to invest in yourself and the tools which will help you, but it isn't impossible. So let's get to it. I'm going to talk about both free and paid blogging tools which I recommend. So the first thing that you need is obviously blog hosting. Now, this is the very first on my list because it's very important. You won't be able to start a blog without it. Now, you can read a million articles online and everyone will tell you the same thing. If you want to make money from your blog, you need a self-hosted blog. This means spending money on getting a hosting provider. Now, we mainly recommend Bluehost, mainly because I think they're one of the most affordable hosting packages for beginner bloggers. Now, with our special discount, at the time of this video, you can get your blog online for as low as $2.95 a month, giving you a whopping 63% off. Now, please note that this rate is for those who get the 3-year plan, which is definitely the most budget-friendly. There are also other plans that are available with Bluehost. So if you want to avail of this discount, head on over to bloggingfastlane.com/Bluehost. Now, the second tool that I'm going to be discussing is free and paid premium themes. Now, to get your blog live, you just need to decide how it's going to look. Now, this is where the theme comes in handy. So when it comes to blogging, you can opt for either a free or a premium theme. If you have the extra $50 to spare, I recommend going for a premium theme because it will just give you so much more flexibility when it comes to customizing your blog. However, if you are on a budget, don't worry because I got your back. I've compiled a list of my favorite free themes in this article right here. Now, I'm also going to have an article on the best paid themes, which I will link out to below. So if you're interested on a theme and you want to compare both free and paid versions, check out the links in this video because I'm going to be linking out to our compilation articles. Now, okay, we're done with those two, which will help you set up your blog. Now, I'm going to talk about the tools that will help you get more page views and traffic. The first tool that I'm going to be talking about is a tool that you have heard me talk about a million times before. This is called Key Search. Now, I love Key Search because compared to the other big players on the market, Key Search is super affordable. So if you compare the monthly price, which on average is around $11 to $13, depending if you get the monthly or the annual plan, it is so affordable because it gives you a ton of data. Now, if you compare it to the big players like Ahrefs or SEMrush, which can cost to $200 to $300 a month, you know, it is a bargain. And one of the reasons, you know, if you're a regular blogger and you don't need all the tons of data that Ahrefs or SEMrush gives you, Key Search will work because it gives you a ton of data as is. So as you can see, it gives you the volume over here, it tells you the difficulty score, and it gives you a lot of other tools that will just really help you up your SEO game. So I think this is one of those invaluable tools that I recommend that you invest in. Now, if you don't have the budget to invest in it long term, I recommend getting a few months and really building up your content plan. Create a solid content plan, and then if you want, you can cancel it. So if you want a discount on Key Search, make sure you head on over to bloggingfastlane.com/keysearch. Now, as you can see here, I've inputted things to do in Nicaragua. It gives you an idea of the search trends. It gives you an idea of who's ranking, how competitive it is, and just a ton of other information, which gives you amazing value compared to the other SEO tools available on the market. Now, the second tool that I recommend is called Headline Analyzer. Now, you know, before I go on to this, I just have to say that these tools are just tools. They're supposed to help you. Your intuition and how you write and how you compose headlines will still be your best, the best tool that you can have, because these algorithms and tools are just run by computer programs. So although they are great and they are helpful, you still have to go with your gut and you still have to write for people and your audience. So with that in mind, this is another tool that I recommend you check out. Although I don't recommend that you stress to make sure that you hit every single thing that it suggests. So this tool essentially allows you to test out different headlines, and it grades you based on how strong your headline is. So I just typed in things to do in Nicaragua. And as you can see, it's giving me a low headline score. It's giving me 41, which means that it's not as strong as I would want it to be. It says here, increase your power words, emotional words, increase uncommon words. So it's giving me a bunch of suggestions that I can add. Now, what I also do is I like to use key search, and I want to see who's ranking. Now, I check the first 10 results in the SERPs, and I also take note of their headlines. Are they using numbers? Are they using formulas? And I want to construct a headline similar to this, but will still stand out. So in this case, I'm going to try to add a number, because I know that numbers do really well when it comes to headlines. I'm going to try to add an emotion or a power word. So let's say I'm going to add 15 incredible things to do in Nicaragua, and I'm going to click reanalyze. And as you can see here, it's going to give me a better score. So already here it's saying it's good. It says here, increase your power words and so on. So again, make some tweaks until you're happy with it. But just remember that this is just suggestions. So it's a good way to kind of balance, to give way to get suggestions on your article title. Now, I don't recommend upgrading to the pro version of this, because I think that the free version will give you enough ideas and will also allow you the amount of searches that you need. So again, co-schedule, headline analyzer, no need to upgrade for the pro version. Now, the next tool that I'm going to be talking about, tools actually, is going to be Yoast and Rank Math. Now, these are two SEO tools that are very popular. Now, we personally use Yoast because Rank Math recently just launched about a few years ago, and we haven't had a chance to test them out. So these two tools are interchangeable, and essentially you just use it based on whatever you prefer. Now, they are SEO tools that make it easy for you to add your meta description, to add schema data, FAQ data, and a bunch of other things. Now, this helps you create SEO optimized articles. These are both free as well. They have pro versions, which we haven't experienced or tried out. Now, it's up to you if you look at the features, read it really well, see if it's worth it. But for us, we're happy with the free version of Yoast, and it's allowing us to do everything that we want to do. Now, the next tool that I'm going to be talking about is called Solve, whatever it is, however you pronounce it. Now, this tool is a nifty thing that allows you to essentially find out what people are typing in Google, Wikipedia, Answers, YouTube, Bing, Yahoo, and Amazon. So again, it's just an idea to allow you to figure out different keywords. So for example, in this one, I'm going to type Nicaragua. And here are the different things that people are searching for. So I'm going to narrow that down even more, and I'm going to add Nicaragua travel. So for those of you who don't know, we are currently in Nicaragua right now, which is what I am using this as the example. So here are all the different things that people are searching for. And again, it's just a great way to kind of put your ears on the ground to find out what people are interested in, what they're searching for, and how you can help structure your content to answer these questions. So if you can see here, people are searching Nicaragua travel guide, Nicaragua travel book, travel poster, map. Over here, you have loads of travel restrictions for COVID, travel requirements, loads of different information. And you can see them across multiple search engines, which is super helpful. Now, the next tool that I will be talking about will be Answer the Public. Now, this is another tool that essentially just gives you an idea of all the different questions that you may have about a specific topic. I just inputted the search term Nicaragua travel, and let's see what they come up with. So again, this gives you a mind map, and here are the different questions that people are asking about Nicaragua. Is it safe for tourists? Is it safe to vacation here? travel guide to Nicaragua, where to go, best time of the year. So again, it's just giving you a bunch of different questions and keywords that you can potentially create a plan for around a topic that you're interested in. If you niche down even further, you can add here things to do in Nicaragua, just so that you can just so that I can show you what will come up. So I inputted here things to do in Nicaragua. It gives you a larger mind map with loads of different questions. So some of them might be similar. This depends on the topic. So again, fun things to do. Is Nicaragua worth visiting? Things not to do in Nicaragua. So again, when you are creating a content plan, I don't recommend that you use just this. I recommend that you use this as a basis and then go ahead and plug this into key search to get specific volumes and keyword difficulty scores. Okay, the next one on our list is called LSI Graph. Now, this is essentially a tool that allows you to find latex semantic index. So what does that mean? LSI is just a fancy word of saying related keywords. Now remember, Google is not a person reading your articles deciding, hey, this is a great article, let me rank this higher. Google is made up of a series of algorithms. Now, the algorithm doesn't necessarily read your article and understand it, but what it does is it reads all the different context clues to understand what you're trying to talk about. Now, in this case, it uses LSI keywords or related keywords to say, hey, this article is talking about Nicaragua travel. So you want to find out all the different related keywords that you can incorporate in your blog to help Google understand what it is about. Okay, so after I've plugged this in my database, as you can see here are all the related keywords that you have. So Nicaragua tourism, food, culture, map. So these are, again, just related keywords that you can incorporate in your article or articles to let it know what you are writing about. Now, another tool that I recommend that you use is called Grammarly. Now, I love Grammarly because it's like a second pair of eyes looking over your article. We all get it when you're writing something and you've read it over and over again. Sometimes it's easy to miss those spelling mistakes or even grammatical mistakes. So what I usually do is I go to Google Docs, I copy my document, then I add it on Grammarly, and it tells me if I have any grammatical errors or spelling errors. Now, if you are not yet as confident with your writing or you're still trying to find your writing style, another cool tool that you can use is called Hemingway app. And essentially, once you add your text over there, it gives you suggestions of how you can improve this. It's saying, this particular sentence is hard to read. Make sure you have too many adverbs here. This is a run-on sentence. So again, I don't usually use these tools every single day, but if I'm struggling with a particular piece of content and I want to improve it, I can plug it into these tools and it can help me with the writing process. Now, the next tool that I'm going to be talking about is Canva. Now, I love Canva. It's one of those tools that I use every single day, and I really think that it's worth upgrading to Canva Pro. Now, with Canva Pro, it also gives you a ton of access to free stock images, which means that you don't have to pay for external stock images, which I used to do. So again, it's a great tool. We create all our Pinterests, all our graphics on it. So if you have the extra budget, I recommend that you upgrade to Canva Pro. It's so useful because you can create so many different things with it: lead magnets, value gifts, free ebooks, digital products, and so on. Okay, so speaking of other graphics, if you are looking for photos that you can use for your blog, there are two royalty-free sites that I like to use. So first is Unsplash and the second is Pixabay. Now these two sites have royalty-free images that you can use on your blog. Now some of them require credit, so just make sure that you look at that. So for example, I type here photos of Nicaragua, and if I type that, these are the photos that are available that I can use for my blog. Again, it's a great resource, but if you have Canva Pro, you also have access to their database of tons and tons of free images that are super high quality. So again, Unsplash and Pixabay are two great tools. Now, when it comes to your email marketing, there are two tools that I recommend first one is Active Campaign, and the second one is Opt-in Monster. Now for us, we think that these two go hand in hand. However, they are an investment and they are optional in your blogging journey. Now, the reason why we recommend Active Campaign over others is because they have the most advanced automation and tagging tools that we've encountered. Now, we use a lot of email marketing and we've used every email provider out there. We've gone through Constant Contact to ConvertKit to MailChimp to Aweber. Loads of them we've used and we keep changing because we haven't found one that we really love. So again, Active Campaign is a solution for that. Now, it goes hand in hand with Opt-in Monster, which allows you to come up with cool pop-ups just like this. But the reason why we love Opt-in Monster, it allows you to quickly A/B test your pop-ups, giving you data on which one converts better. So again, email marketing, these are the two tools that we recommend. Now, when it comes to productivity, we love Asana. It's simple, it's free, and we don't have any other external things that we can pay for. Now, we need to pay for. So for example, this is our content process. If I have a particular article, I can just drag it over here. If I'm writing or editing it, I can assign this if this is an article that I'm writing or someone from my team is writing. Then once it's done, it gets added to WordPress. If someone's working on this particular piece, it's there. It can move on to different phases. And then it goes to final check to the editor. In that case, it's me. And the last one would be published. So once it's done, it's published over there. So again, simple way to keep our productivity in line, to make sure that everything is there and that we have a constant workflow. Now, this works really well for teams, but even if you're a solo entrepreneur, I find it organizing yourself and being, having a visual of what you're working on that particular day is really, really helpful. Now, another tool that I recommend is called Pomodoro. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Pomodoro, essentially you work hard for 25 minutes, then you have a short break, and then you do another round of concentrated 25-minute work, and then you go on a long break. So again, this is just a great way for those of you who are having a hard time focusing. If you want to get something done, try out this method. This is completely free. You have it on your app as well, on your phone, and it's just a great way to make sure that you are really concentrating on what you're doing. Now, another tool that I can recommend for those who have a hard time with productivity is called Kill the Newsfeed. And essentially, this is a Chrome extension that allows you to block things like Facebook, Pinterest, or whatever other productivity websites or whatever websites that essentially kill your productivity. Now, if you're constantly finding yourself just scrolling over and over again on Facebook groups, this is a great Chrome extension to add. You can add you can add hours to it, I believe, so that it can block you from this hour to this hour. Now, another tool, if you really need it, is called Self-Control. It's a free Mac application, and it allows you to set blacklisted websites. For example, if I spend way too much time on Pinterest and I'm just there Googling food photos, I can block Pinterest from a certain time to make sure that I don't go on it when I'm supposed to be doing my work. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you also got a few ideas of different tools that are available on the market. Now remember, I don't recommend that you just buy all these tools all at once. You can build a profitable blog even if you're on a budget. I urge you to invest in those things that will really make a difference for your blog. So if you have any other questions or comments, make sure you comment on this video below and I'll get back to you. So that's it from me, and if you want more blogging tips, tools, and advice, make sure you hit subscribe on this page and watch out for the next video.